Man United 0, Wolves 1. 15th loss of the campaign. Really bad. Really, really bad. In a game that today, of course, we all say we don't care about the Premier League. You know, got to mix it up. Just don't get injuries, manage the squad, etc., etc. And it was a nothing game. It was a boring game. We didn't get dominated. We didn't get outplayed. We lost to a top-tier free kick from Sarabia, actually. But Wolves were terrible. We created enough to probably score a goal, but weren't clinical enough, which has been the story of our season, to be honest with you. And there's two ways of looking at this, and I can already see I've kind of touched on this in my preview because I thought if we lose, when we lose, it's possible we could have lost this game, considering everything. Come down from Thursday, the players have got to be changed, etc., etc. You just know it's possible, and Wolves on a good run, but you're starting to get now. I see 15 lots, see that, this, that, and the other. Oh, Ruben, this, that, yeah. Like, come on, in the grand scheme of things. And I just think this is about balance because I think you can talk about the loss and talk about what's happening with the loss, and it's another one, and talk about the whole season. But then you also have to bring it back to look at what really has happened this season and what is left of the season. Do you know what I mean? So on that note, and in terms of the game, look, Ruben started Tyler Fredrickson. He was fine, no problems. Everything was okay. Nothing from open play. Harry Amas was probably the pick of the bunch. I think he was really good today, giving Dorgu a bit of food for thought. You know, I think he was very composed, strong, good in the tackle, good feet, up and down, looked really comfortable. And for him, it's a big plus. Obviously, he was on the pitch in the comeback on Thursday as well. So he's starting to build a little bit of momentum, which is getting lost, obviously, in the shitness. But Harry Amos was fine. And it was a much changed squad. Bruno on the bench, Dallo on the bench, Casemiro on the bench, which at this moment is a big change. But on the pushback, what I won't do is just be like, oh, it's just okay, we lost, it was completely fine. Like, we didn't have enough quality to be able to score. What do you expect with the players that we had out there? With the players that we had out there, we should have done better. 100% I'll say that. 100% I'll say that. The players that we had out there, we should have scored a goal, at least. You know, don't get me wrong. Rasmus was terrible again. Garnacho, greedy at times, but did actually create a couple of chances. You had some senior players, you know, Kobe Mainu wasn't involved as much as we would have liked. Had that one shot, tried to curl it far post, just past, well, not just past the post, but a little bit wide. We just weren't creating. You take Bruno Fernandes out, no Bruno, no party. No Bruno, no goals. It's that simple. When he doesn't play, and I know he came off the bench and then we conceded, but that wasn't because of him. Things looked a little bit more lively actually when he came on, and the better chances came when he was on the pitch. But when you take him out of the team, clearly we've got nothing. So there's a bigger picture to this, because the pushback I would also have to my own point is that we're a team that even the team that is the main team, so let's say the team on Thursday, look at it. It concedes silly goals. It doesn't score a lot of goals, although we managed to salvage it on Thursday. But it's been a big problem, even in the main team that Ruben plays, when Bruno plays every time, when Dallo's at fullback, when Lenny Yoro's in there, when Casemiro's in there. It doesn't matter. Like, we've been crap all season. So when you want to change that and make it weaker, you're in for a tough watch. And that's what it was. I mean, at half time, there was really nothing in this game. Wolves actually were, I thought they'll be a lot better. I thought they would hunt us down in packs. I thought we wouldn't be able to get out. I thought they'll be really physical, having a week off. And it wasn't really that, you know. But at the same time, they'd argue that they were all right. They never really felt like we would score. But we had some half-decent chances. But there was just no quality in the game. It felt like a preseason game. It felt like a big come-down after Thursday, and all the attention is on the next Thursday in a couple of weeks, away in Bilbao. So, look, I understand the frustration, and it's never okay to just keep losing games. But in the context of this season, like, guess what? Like, we're going to get more. We're going to get more losses. Like, we're toothless up front. We don't score goals. We don't keep clean sheets. When last we keep a clean sheet? Leicester? Oh, no, Man City actually 0-0. But we very rarely keep clean sheets. You know, that's with the extra defenders there. We're very rarely on top of teams, like, for sustained periods. But in Europe, it's a whole different story. Ruben speaks about it, the difference in physicality. Teams like us have the ball more. We're unbeaten in Europe. And, you know, these big games they turn up for. This game here today, it was a mixture of being lethargic and the team changing and the lack of quality all across. So I kind of expected it when I saw the team that was put out, and obviously see Wolves' team, you know, Cunha back in there, you got Strand Larson, you know, you got the two players in the midfield, is it Gomez and Andre, I think it is. You know, they're at it, they're on it. You know, 8 Nuri. So you're thinking, you know, this could be a tough outing anyway. Wolves are good. Wolves have been a good team since the manager's come in. You know, they've got 5 wins in a row as well. They've managed to do 5 wins in a row. So they're not mugs, although they're 17th. They haven't been mugs under this manager, and they've also done the double over us now. That's home and away, slappings against Wolves, not slappings, but losses. So first one was a slapping. So overall, I'm like, well, I find it hard to get the outrage. I can't force the outrage. It's a game that I thought we could have lost anyway. And it's all focused on the Europa League. I understand why Ruben made the changes that he did. I thought there could have been more youngsters involved, to be fair, like Jack Morehouse. Morehouse, Jack Fletcher, Sekou Kone, where's he? Scanlon. I don't know. Maybe some of these guys can get involved, but it's only this game, and I think it was at Bournemouth next week, which again, don't fancy going away there with having to rotate the team. But we've got a whole week for players to be rested. But at the same time, that's the week of the game on Thursday, so you've got to be really, really careful with that. So look, we're going to take more losses. Them losses are probably it's 15 now. We got to play Bournemouth away. We got to play Chelsea away. You got to play Villa at home on the last day of the season, where they could have to win that game to make sure they get in the top 5/4. That's not going to be easy. That'll probably be curtains. Probably lose that. And West Ham at home, which West Ham are terrible, to be fair. But who knows? So Wolves are 17th, so it's in and around our area. So there's going to be more losses coming. So it's all about Europa League. What this does do, though, is put more emphasis on that Europa League, where because the league form is just spiraling out of control, which we knew it would. If we then don't win the Europa League, which is the same for Spurs, if you don't go and win the Europa League, it just adds more pressure. And like I said before we even played Lyon, I said, regardless, like whatever happens, whether we go out against Lyon or not, Ruben, for me, still needs to get to the summer intact without being sacked and get his players in. And let's just attack next season. But you can't hide away from the fact that it's not good. I mean, we had a big debate on at the end of the United view, on the end of the match view there, saying about have we improved? Of course we haven't improved. Of course we haven't. There's been no improvement at all. But that doesn't mean there can't be with new players in this and more time. So we shall see. We shall see. Flat, mundane, take out Bruno. We got jack shit, mate. Got nothing. So just rubbish to lose. But overall, kind of expected it. It's not, it is what it is. Smash the like in the video, peeps. I'm out of here. Laters.